Well, I've resurfaced and rebuilt everything that I can. Cut those steel tabs off down there, so any material that does get stuck or would get stuck will be flung back up into the hopper and chopped again. I know it looks crude, but it's actually very effective. Got my V-belts, bolts, bearings, and this here, I haven't shown it before, but this is the front plate. Anything that goes in there gets pinched between this and just slammed down against this strip here. It's obviously very abraded. I've made a few little cutouts to allow for the bigger teeth on the rotor, but anything that gets in there is just pinched and gone. Heaven forbid anybody sticks their hand in there. It'll be history. A lot of dampening material to help cut the sound down. I've already had a few people comment about the noise that it makes. But when you run it during the day, it's no worse than any garden shredder, and there's no law against that. Likewise with lawn mowers, it makes less noise than a lawn mower, so they can't bloody well find me for running this thing when somebody can run a lawn mower. There it is. Let's get this sucker back together and shred something. Basically, since it's become icy cold out here, and I've basically run out of spray paint for this job at the moment, I'll definitely pick some up tomorrow and finish it off, but I don't want my base coat to go dead flat or fail to cure because of the extreme cold out here. It's about 6 or 7 degrees Celsius at the moment, and I figured I'd get my old paint drying rig out. This is based on a couple of paper drawer heaters from an old colour photocopier, an old Minolta unit. These 30 watt, 240 volt AC paper drawer heaters are designed to dehumidify the paper drawers and keep the paper flat and free from moisture, which obviously improves performance in the machine. Now I've got them hooked up here in series, or sorry, not series, parallel. They're only rated at 30 watts, so you can generally string up as many as you want. Up to 104.6 Fahrenheit ish. That's the air coming off them and going up inside the hopper. I can actually feel air escaping through this slot, and it's physically warm, so with a bit of luck a bit of heat will soak through and prevent this paint from going bad. That's that about 42.8 Celsius, 109. Depends where the temperature probe is. And the actual surface temperature of the heaters barely gets above anything that you can touch. Probe's silicon rubber, so it's not going to hurt it. I mean, it's starting to get hot, but they're not that hot. 101. I actually had this inside that steel cabinet over there as my parts dryer. I used it to dry all the epoxy enamel on that lathe, or whatever fit inside the cabinet anyway. Leave it overnight or a couple of days. Gives you a nice cure on the paint finish. You don't get any flattening out or dulling. That's the one thing about spray painting and gloss painting, you've got to keep it warm. If she goes too cold, it'll flatten out and you'll end up with dull spots, or the whole lot will dull off. But I'm going for a black and grey, or perhaps black and red finish for this shredder. I'm sort of partial to the red. I was actually going to paint the whole lot red and have black accents, but I figured the red will be a bit glary compared to my black and grey machinery around me. So I've decided to go for black, and probably red flywheels and moving parts and trapdoors and things will be in red. Either that or grey. I'm undecided on it. Since it's getting late and it's freezing cold out here, I'm going to leave this to run. It's at 126 Fahrenheit, 127. Still just rising. 52.9 Celsius. The surface temperature of these heaters barely exceeds 80 degrees even on a hot day. They're a really handy little unit. You won't burn anything if they touch it. So if you get yourself a chance to strip down a big photocopier, definitely check the paper cabinets for these heating strips. They can be very handy for drying or heating applications. Likewise, find yourself a little thermocouple or something from I think this one came from a supermarket fridge. It's actually the same fridge that my Kirby reciprocating compressor and the pressure tank in my silent air compressor came from. I generally salvage whatever I can get my hands on.